We all program recursive subroutines, recursive subroutines, recursive subroutines, recursive subroutines.
You're not technology, you're logistics.
It's actually self-referential laws. I mean,
I'm
it's
sure
all
that some
math.
of those...
Program a recursive subroutine if you want.
That's true, you could.
It's all math. It's fine. Just divide by 0, and then there's no more space station. I think that's
You have not yet done that. You have not yet decided to divide the space station by 0.
Is
You know
that
what
an
I'm doing.
option?
You came in a fury.
I have made my telekinesis other by 11 to divide by 0.
You're still in private mode rolling.
But you can see it.
And I can reveal it to others, too. I have that power.
Not much of a secret, I told everyone, but yes.
Well, there is that. Right. Hi. This is Beth, and I'm with Crash, and Ellie, and EO, and we're doing a homebrew GURPS Star Wars game that we call GURPS Wars. Welcome to our world. No,
Welcome
were
to
talking
Intux's
about-
world. We're just privileged to live in it.
good point.
I wasn't going to say it, but
Where they were talking about doing the Sith Muppet babies or something, and
You
Baby
made us sign a
Sith.
lease.
that's for legal protection. And so if you go to the Space DMV, they'll know that you live here.
The really funny thing is I live in Maryland and DMV means something else entirely.
Yes, I know. You have the MVA.
you
So
don't
I don't have a DM. I don't have a DMV here either. We have the Secretary of State.
You don't have a Department of Motor Vehicles.
No,
we have the Secretary of State in person.
and where I am,
What?
DMV refers to DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So I can't go to the DMV. I live in it.
You're already there.
You best be believing in the DMV. You're living in one. Well,
Right.
I would rather not.
Speaking
time moves so slowly for me.
like right.
Went away. I
And-
had nothing to do with it.
Except the crit failure on the stealth roll.
Yes, well, I don't think that was a big factor in convincing it not to stay.
We had a delightful conversation, and then they broke their training saber,
With another crit failure.
and they threw a hissy fit about it, which is understandable because, I mean, when all you have is a training saber and then you break it, you're going to feel a little upset.
Went and had a hissy fit that included throwing lightning around one of the bunk rooms, as I recall.
What Rand should have said in the conversation, I realized this later, was, look, I understand you're feeling very displaced and upset right now, but we have literally met someone who had been turned into an undead bird thing, and they got better. There's hope.
All true. Unfortunately, you would have to go back to say anything along those lines. Where's my notes on this?
Well,
Why-
right now I'm busy holding a door closed to prevent lots of Jabba the Hutt sidekicks who have force-sensitive abilities from opening the door.
Actually, you aren't holding it against the monkey lizards, you're holding it against the womp rats, who also apparently have telekinetic abilities. And isn't that just hunky-dory?
They're adorable. They are literally adorable. I do not want to be chewed to death by adorable murder womp rats. And since they're opposing us, I'm assuming they're Jedi.
They...
They have the
I
growth and
mean-
everything.
No. No. There are no robes on the womp rats. Hilarious as that would be.
And Tuxa has the ability to sew. We can make this happen.
I am suddenly stricken with Antuxarella and the little womp rats getting clothes. And
Can is rapidly turning into must.
Trixarella, night and day, and Trixarella.
It must be a moral imperative that we complete this quest. It is not the one the GM wishes for us.
Perhaps off screen, though.
It is the one we will thrust upon her.
wish it's filtering out my chortles, and that's just wrong.
It
Discord,
barely
you're
filters.
We're hearing
failing
just
me.
enough of them.
Yes.
Discord is failing me.
I'll add canned laughter in post for you.
Thank you.
No, I won't. I only do canned laughter in my classroom, and then because it's funnier. Because I'll say a pun and none of the kids will laugh, so I'll hit the laugh track and then they'll realize it was a joke.
Well, yeah, some of your kids are young enough. That probably helps.
Oh no, the young ones laugh
What
more.
was it? Oh, well, right, okay, where were we?
We were holding a door closed as a bunch of Force-sensitive womp rats went to open it and say hello.
Yes, and you don't really want to do that, do you? Oh, that's right. I need to.
I do
That
feel like we
there's
got off on the
something
wrong
else.
foot, but I don't see how to reset the conversation.
You opened that door.
And I closed it.
That's true. And you made your closing by tra-la-la-la. Is that up here? Actually, everybody should. Oh yeah, I haven't rolled all of them.
I
yet,
believe
have
I
By 10.
closed it. Yeah, making it by 10.
1, 2. That's
Unless that was a
3.
previous roll. It's hard to tell. That roll says it was done 6 days, 22 hours ago.
Okay, so that's cool. You were holding the door closed successfully with your telekinesis against the massed rodentine Womprantian minds that are trying to open it, which is the weirdest criffing feeling. I don't know if you want to
Here, I seem to be missing a point.
Uh-oh, did you not take your point last time?
Gran and I both have 248, and Antuxa has 259.
And Tuxa always has a bit more than us.
Yes, but it should
Yeah,
be only
Antuxa
10
has
more.
10 more than us. Not 11.
So we both
I
need one
had-
more point.
Yes,
Yes.
you
I had
probably didn't take
258. I had 258 at the end of the previous section. I have 250, and then I added one.
right because of lack of
Well-
combat. Astonishingly, I was very astonished by that. Frankly,
Well, we have to have combat today so I can make my telekinesis other go up. Because now I have 2 unspent XP.
this is possible. After all you have to do is let the Womp Rats out, and then presto, there's combat.
And that reminds me,
You have made.
I
your
have to make a self-control roll to not fight the Womp Rats.
You'd have to open the door.
To-
I
I
just
am
realized a
capable
thing.
of opening doors.
I'm holding it shut with telekinesis other.
Yes. You are holding the door against some shriekingly annoyed rats in there. And Tuxa, Force Sense, that's sensing
Other minds.
other minds. Made by 7. There are certainly other minds beyond that door, although they do not appear to be sapient minds. They are sentient and annoyed. It's kind of hard to pick things up with a lot of precision. Well, you think that the other 2 rooms might not have people in them. The one at the end of the corridor is either that or the very far door might have something at the corner, assuming it's another room like this one. And I have a slight I'm not going to call it an emergency. It's not an emergency to me. It's an emergency to the cat. Could we pause for half a moment while I get the cat some water?
Well, it's been 3 weeks, but we're back.
It has not.
Okay, sometimes it is, though, and we pretend it isn't. I wanted to do the other thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, that's because it's been 2 weeks, 6 days, 23 hours and 49 minutes.
You get another
Not
cipher system
quite
XP.
3 weeks.
I gotta be
Treachery
careful
of
now.
Clocks.
I gotta be careful now because there is an Intuxa cipher system character sheet that these cipher system XP can go towards.
I will simply accumulate them and let you know when I've spent something.
No.
Ah,
Yes. Yes.
And Tuxa, you don't think there's anything in the door immediately ahead of you? Sorry. The door. All right, I'm going to just tell you numbers here. The door that you are currently holding closed leads to the room marked 11. The next door down the hall in the direction that you were going would be 10, and the other one would be 9, and the room beyond it is 8, because I actually have them labeled on this map for reasons that I've been completely ignoring half the time. You don't think that there's anything in room 10. There might be something in room 9. It depends on how big room 9 actually is. You're fairly sure that there's at least a few things in room 8. One or two of which might be sapient.
okay.
And also there's a bunch of things using the force to, behind the door that you're at. Which, you can...
I'm assuming that Ran has that covered, and I'm going to see what's in room 11.
Room 10. But yes.
Room 10.
Room 10
I'll just wait here until you get back.
Well, it's another bunk room. It's been trashed in the same way of things have come through here, presumably looking for food. The lights are all off in it. The walls are not actually all the way, so I'm going to have to fix that in this one as well, because you're probably going to go look in it. Oh, for Criff's sake, why is that wall fix? All the criffing walls. There. That should do it. I don't need that wall.
Where we're going, we don't need walls. Oh, wait, no, we need them. We put them back. Put them back.
There's a
You're
lot of
the
space
only
out
one
there.
who'd be moving them.
The
There's a lot of
GM can
space
hear
out
us.
there. Yes, the GM can and does frequently. Are you bothering to search the room yourself, Antuxa?
If it's a wrecked bunk room like all the others, I'm not particularly interested in it.
Okay.
I hope that was intelligible.
If it's a wrecked bunk
But-
room like all the others, you're not interested in searching it.
Yes. I think what I said was, I'm not particularly...
I parse particularly interested in searching it, so my error correction
that's-
fixed.
I guess. Let's hope the listeners did too.
Antuxa vanishes down into the room and comes back. There's no screaming. Sen?
Boring.
Well.
Sen is wandering down the corridor. Ran is...
Oh, hey, I have an idea.
Sen goes back the other way
How
towards
about
Ran.
I use my lightsaber to solder that door shut?
Oh, that would be marvelous.
That's a marvelous plan. I'm glad I thought of it. No, I'm kidding.
What should I roll? Lightsaber but int based?
Yeah, I suspect that this is something that a lot of little people with force powers think of. Made by 3. Okay. I assume you're spending time doing this and not just... All right. This is going to be a multi-time thing that is being done. I'm going to make a roll. Let's roll that instead, actually. Same roll. Just about. Okay. You're busy doing that. Ran is busy holding the fort, literally. And Tuxa, you are getting... Give me a... I would like a danger sense roll out of you, just for grins.
Danger sense. That's the one you're
Yeah.
supposed to roll, right?
Yep, that's what I'm supposed to roll and don't feel like it.
I actually don't have danger sense. I have danger sense. I can sense when people are saying dang. That's not even a swear word in this universe.
And yet it constantly goes
I
off when
see.
you're
I'm
I'm
around
not
Rand.
sure it's a swear word in our universe.
You're right. It's a minced oath. I will be more precise with my vocabularic terms.
Sorry.
I'm going to open
I'm
this.
sorry. I was looking up what I have to roll.
I'm going to
Is it
look.
banter for the sake of banter? Or banter for the sake of stalling while looking something up? We'll never tell. Except when we do.
It can be both.
I spelled
What
it
in the
right,
world?
didn't I? Pretty sure I spelled it.
You spelled it right.
Thank you. Now I'm worried about the what in the pen.
Be right back, deliberately misspelling some of my abilities for later. I have a disad of shellfish. I have become crab.
No.
No, that's quartz, dear.
Right. And
But in the
Tuxa
end, we all
has
become
made-
crab.
or crabby.
I
mean,
become
it's the dark
crabby.
side.
And Tuxa
It's
has
the
made a
dark
thing.
side. Yes.
By 2.
And Tuxa has made perception by 2. And Tuxa, you are getting a feeling that something is possibly dangerously approaching, or there's that you're already getting the creepy music. This whole space station is creepy music. It's getting that slightly creepier music. If other people who are more distracted wish to ooh, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's possible.
Pardon me, won't you, darlings?
And Tuxa makes invisibility by 6.
Rand tries to find himself and fails.
I mean, most of the time what you're doing is you're not finding yourself. You know exactly where you are, and you know where that other thing is, and you know where you want to put it, so you do.
Will not get old for me.
Reasonable.
May I assume, since we're now short one party member, that danger approaches?
I am afraid it does.
Well, I do believe you were concerned that things were boring quite recently. Now see what you've done.
Well, if danger approaches, then I should give it a nasty surprise.
For the record, while I was saying danger's approaching, I was moving my character closer to Antuxa. This was a wholly a coincidence. But Sen is also invisible. Ran is the only one who is visible now.
But is
this is the
technically
problem
hiding
for
behind the
everyone
other
else.
two. Red is, however, technically hiding behind the other two from at least the door.
We have this nice long hallway for Rand to throw people from one end of the hallway to the other. But there is the chance that he will try to throw them through one of his friends.
Kind of a problem, that.
Well, I plan to ambush the danger and then I'll be visible again. How's that?
Just hold your lightsaber at waist height and stand against the wall. We'll be good.
Can't fight if I'm doing that.
No, you don't have to fight. You're simply providing a terrain impediment. It's not your fault the lightsaber got in the way of 20 womp rats in a row.
I enjoy that trick, but at this point I want to stab somebody.
You go first.
That's a bunk room.
And there does not appear to be anything in it. And I'm going to put you all in combat time, though.
I'm going to shut the door again in case it's full of slains.
I already
Everybody
have
do
nice
your
shoes. I'm not putting the
rolls.
sleeves on. That's a reference.
That's a reference.
Sometimes my jokes are literally for 4 people, including myself. I feel like I'm in good company. After all, we had a 30-hour egg.
And Tuxa, would you care to give me, over on the combat tracker, a roll? It's more of a formality.
Which role would you like
you
me to...
already did. Oh, Sen and Randy.
I am the one person who's done it.
This is why I was confused for confused reasons. I'm easily confused. That's why.
And now we're all going before Antuxa. After we failed to roll.
You always were going to. We're just rolling.
Yes.
We're rolling to break ties.
Which you don't actually have particularly, fortunately, but I should probably put these. And just put you and you. Break some ties. Okay, ties broken. Oh, I should probably put you in. There we go.
I found
Okay.
a Sleen gif. It caught half of that chortle.
I see. Yes, they must have been giving the cats treats to make them put up with this.
They are definitely licking their choppers.
Yes, lick, 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 lick. Those poor cats. They're wearing Sleen hats. Excuse me, Crocs. Close enough.
Tomato, tomato. You say tomato, I
Tomato,
say potato. This salsa tastes very weird.
Now I want potato with like pasta sauce topping. Okay. Sen, give me what your next, since we're in combat time, let's start with the Sen.
All right.
Just go through a few things to Sen. There we go. Sen is going to take their move and get to the door at the end of the hallway.
Can I get up against this wall?
Yes. Does it give
Okay.
you visibility through
No.
it, though? Okay, good.
Now that I'm next to the door, I'm going to try to open it.
Okay. You see another of those creatures, maybe a little taller. You know, the spiky humanoid ones dressed in the remnants of an acolyte's outfit and with a training saber.
Oh, and I have line of sight to them as well.
I feel like other people are going to want to attempt diplomacy. I'm too invisible for diplomacy. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything else right now.
Okay.
I'm just going to stay here, ready to stab someone in the back.
That is fair.
If this was being done in video format, we switched briefly to a title card with Sen's portrait. Next to it, the quote, "I'm too invisible for diplomacy."
I am.
Choosing-
No one wants to talk to a disembodied voice. Unless they're from ancient knowledge, then they want to talk to a disembodied voice, probably.
Rand talks to disembodied voices all the time. It's usually Sen or Entuxa, but that's besides the point. Actually,
It's
right
Rand's
now,
turn.
it is the point. Also, it is Rand's turn. Hello. Welcome. Well, technically, you were here first, but are you interested in being rescued? We are here to rescue people, preferably people who don't want us dead.
We are.
And that was a reaction roll, wasn't it?
And in response to Entuxa going, "We are," Rand goes, "Shh."
Discord cut that out.
It's in the recording,
I
but it
assume it
was
was
a
the-
shush.
Mm-hmm. The individual with the training saber growls.
Look, we've already met one of your compatriots who seems to be in a similar situation. We didn't kill him. He didn't kill us. We parted peacefully. Would you like
It
us to try
growls.
to find someone who can help you? We've done it before.
They're in a turf war. I'm not sure saying we didn't kill your opponent is a good idea.
They only have a turf war because something horrible's been done to them.
Also because they're Sith.
I'm trying very hard to ignore that part. Narrator voice, that part is the whole reason that the logistics trio are here in the first place. However,
Well, it's not its turn to act at this moment. So you're getting a growl. Are you doing anything else, Ran? Are you moving?
Ran is going to hold his ground, not stand in any type of threatening pose, stand calmly, collectively, ready to telekinesis other to prevent them from running at him.
Okay. Lighting is bad, but I think most of you have night vision or lightsabers.
I do believe you gave me night vision for some reason.
I did.
So Ren would be relying on
Grins.
night vision in this case because he's not walking around with a lit lightsaber. That's for other people. That's Sen's expertise.
Yes.
I'm not
Mostly you are
walking around
seeing
with a lit lightsaber. I'm invisible.
I mean,
it
This
does
is
make it a
true.
bit difficult to, yeah.
but
At the moment,
that's-
most of
that's
the
the
light is coming
appetizer.
from the training saber.
The,
You can see
the,
this thing.
the main course of Lit Lightsaber, you won't be walking around either. There'll be running, jumping, acrobatics, and many things sliced in half.
There is that. Okay. And Tuxa, are you doing anything in particular?
I have been considering my actions for like 5 minutes, and I still am not sure what I'm going to do.
You can always take the weight maneuver, which I gather is what Sen is doing, basically.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, actually,
Okay.
yeah, no, I'll do that.
Okay. Any further comments that you want to make to Ran?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. The growling creature advances menacingly to the doorway, snarls, has its training saber in a particularly, well, it does not actually look like this is being a friendly kind of thing. It's sort of a problem.
It's
Make a
adorable.
little roll here.
And I'm saying that about the thing that's snarling and also the thing that's snarling in Discord chat.
That's a puppy.
It's a ferocious
This
puppy.
is not a puppy.
This is not a puppy. Or if it is, it's the worst puppy.
Great. Rackles are now worst puppies.
It concentrates and clenches one hand that is not on the training saber, and apparently whatever it was going to do doesn't work because it snarls and drops into a crouch, which has both hands on the training saber now.
Yes. I see that you've been working on some things, and you're very ferocious. I recommend
Let's see.
that you reappraise your situation.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Sen's turn.
Um,
There's a hostile in the doorway.
Who probably has tried to force choke me or something. Poorly.
Maybe. Whatever it tried to do, it failed. Probably.
I mean, did I feel anything?
No.
I am just taking a moment to look behind me to make sure all those doors that were closed are closed. Yes, they are. Okay.
Yep. So far.
This is a perfect moment for I wasn't aiming for you.
That's true.
As 15,000 womp rats descend from above.
oh no.
Like tribbles.
Do have, or, like the scene in Aliens where they look up through the vents and
Ellie has
You
a
have
different
danger
take,
sense.
which is valid.
missed it by that much. Also possible. Sen?
Sen would like.
The rage.
Negotiations have broken down.
Well,
That is one interpretation. It's possible the toddler has not yet understood the amount of bargaining power they have in this conversation.
It certainly looks like they're going to try to attack the next time they have the opportunity.
Well, it will be a learning opportunity for sure. Ran is somewhat hoping that they live long enough to have learned something from it. Although Sen's right there.
I don't think I can stab it unless I know it's trying to kill us.
interesting possibility. Yes, you do still have some normally conflicting disads, don't you?
They're not conflicting. If it's not trying to kill us, it's not an enemy.
Sen might
If
have
it
a
is
hair
trying
trigger.
to kill us, I'm going to stab it until it's dead.
Sen has a hair trigger, but it's still a trigger.
Mm-hmm. True enough.
Therefore,
You can continue the weight maneuver if you want. Some people have complained that Sen has conflicting disads, but I don't see how they conflict.
If the player doesn't think they conflict, then they don't conflict.
Right.
Hey.
That sounds like you had an idea.
If I am taking the weight maneuver, does this in these rules mean no moving?
I think I might assess a bit more of a penalty since you're waiting for a thing to happen that you're going to basically bounce in and do an interrupt. So if you're moving as well, I would assess a penalty to whatever you do. because you're trying to do two things
Okay.
at once. One of them
Yeah,
is
that's fair.
you know,
I want to step to here and hold my lightsaber ready to activate.
okay.
So
And
I
I've linked
love-
something.
I love that you have linked something about a stop thrust with an image of somebody holding a spear braced for a charging attack. Also, I love that you are wielding a saber staff that has blades that melt things on both ends. Please do not hold it exactly like that. And Tuxa can only
I
heal
mean,
so much.
There may be a long enough portion to hold it like that. I think the hilt may be long enough.
That is a possibility.
It's probably long enough.
However,
I think you'd have to crouch to truly
Yeah.
brace the unignited end. Okay. I am going
just wanna
to.
I just want to note that Sen did, in fact, stand with their back against a wall and also brace their lightsaber at waist height.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
You're right, I did. And ready it for an enemy too.
To come across it.
Yes.
Oh, I love this game.
Shall I go to the next? Brand's turn.
I understand that you're considering making things be quite exciting very soon. I would like to argue against that for your sake. Notice, I've come a long way to get here. Notice I am uninjured. Think about what that implies. I started by saying I was here to help. But I will defend myself if necessary.
The creature snarls, lifts one hand from the saber, and makes the possibly universal come here gesture, which you can interpret that in a friendly way or a step inside and say that now way, or whatever you wish.
Acolytes don't understand that closing the distance is not necessarily something you need to do.
That one did not look like it was necessarily a telekinetic gesture. It possibly
It
looked
was-
more like a... Yeah.
I'm looking for. There we go. Found it. This is an edit, but still.
Yeah, about like that.
I already told you I'm not here to fight. If there is a fight, it'll be because you started it. You won't be the one who ends it, but it'll be because you started it. There are cooler heads in this hallway.
Are you performing any actions, Ran?
I am waiting for them to make a bad decision.
Okay. You are also waiting. And Tuxa?
I am trying to see if there's anybody else in the room.
There's more than one mind in there, although this is probably the most sapient of them.
Gotcha. I think that's my action. So,
Okay.
and I don't intend to move
All right.
yet. Although I am going to come over. Take that back. I am going to come over here.
Okay. Then give me a vision roll since there's low light
Okay.
keep
What's the
stuff going on.
penalty?
Two.
I have night vision 3.
In that case, yeah, okay, you see what you see. Which is there's one of the more hunched over, not a weapon, not holding a weapon. One of the ones that looks a bit like what you killed. You okay?
I jammed my rib into my laptop carry-on.
Ouch. You see another creature approaching, not stealthily, but not horribly unstealthily. By the way, also through there, behind the one with the training saber, looks like a seat at a console. This looks like it might have been effectively the bridge of the station.
Interesting.
But, all right. Okay, you. What are you going to do? You made an IQ roll earlier. Let's just... Oh, yeah, that's... The thing tries to put its shoulder up against the wall. It is not coming through, strangely as if it sensed danger. But apparently nothing happens, and it simply growls unhappily.
Everyone's continuing to breathe. This is a good sign. Ran approves.
So far. Okay.
Ran can't
That
see
one
Sen,
goes.
but Ran is assuming Sen is standing directly next to it with the saber staff business end pointed directly at one of its eye sockets.
Entirely possible. This may be why it's not going through. But it's Sen's turn. Continuing to wait?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no additional penalties. Bran?
Ran is distracted by Ellie building upon the joke lyrics that were originally posted. I'm gonna put my hand over that and read that in a little bit. So, focus, Crash, focus. What do I need to roll to battle ADHD?
Will.
I fail.
I figured.
I'm pretty sure that
So-
involves a self-control roll.
Yeah, probably.
I don't
Executive
make those
function
very
roll.
well. What's that?
Executive.
It's a weekend.
Yeah.
Are you reconsidering my offer?
Nah.
Look, you can continue to fight in this space station in the middle of literal nowhere, or we can try to help you. It is your call.
Basically, it's the mall pacing back and forth, except not quite pacing, just sort of shifting weight.
Do they
And
appear
glaring.
injured? You said they were
Not-
bracing up against the door.
Nah, they braced up against the door briefly, and now they're shifted away from it.
Okay. These are the doors that, like, iris open and close through the walls, aren't they?
Yep.
If I close this door while they're in it with telekinesis other, it might work as a guillotine, wouldn't it?
Yep. It is not actually in the doorway for that.
Oh, I'm not intending to do that right now. I'm intending to do that if it decides to make a bad decision and then also make the bad decision of standing in the doorway while it does it.
Reasonable. Reasonable.
Yes, so that's
Pastor
what Rand
Antuxa?
is possibly prepping for, giving the GM time to figure out what kind of damage that would be. Moving on to Intuxa.
I'm trying to decide which order I want to do this in.
Okay.
Oh, for goodness sake, he's implied he has an ally in this hallway like 3 times, and you haven't paid attention.
Oh no.
You break and zap.
Oh no.
And Tuxa,
Does that
what are you
lightning go
zapping?
directly from you to them?
yes.
I'm ducking. I'm ducking.
This
I will
is
move
why
over
Rand
here
doesn't
first.
throw things willy-nilly.
I'm still going to ask Sen to do a dodge.
Not a Ford. And for heaven's sakes, not a Chrysler.
I said I'm ducking.
Wah.
I heard that.
Dodge made by 1. Electrocution lightning from Intuxa made by 8. Beth privately rolled some dice, followed by Beth privately rolling some dice, followed by Beth privately rolling some dice.
Sorry about that. Okay.
We're going to kill Daryl, his other brother Daryl, and his other brother Daryl.
Maybe. Okay, I'm not an editor. Ooh, that's an interesting question. What's better? 6.5, that's another. Okay. How much damage did you just do?
Well,
12.
2 6s.
Well, I'm going to have to consider some of these, aren't I? You need more hit points, darling. You need more hit points. That's what I thought. Your invisibility drops, obviously.
Yes. That was the first thing I
Lightning.
did.
Yes. Lightning is frightening, it really is. Wraps around the humanoid, which, though it staggers to the back of its own hex, does not dodge. Sen did dodge. Lightning goes over your head.
For
Or
Christ's sake, I said they would be
past
making
your
the
nose.
first move.
yes, well. It was going to, but well, it'd been failing on its rolls a little bit. So it smokes, it there's charring flesh. It's, the usual horrible lightning stuff. It screams loudly and does not fall over. Any commentary, Antuxa?
I already said what I was going to say.
Okay,
It was a very good line.
definitely.
The player liked it. Ran is perhaps a little frustrated. Not surprised, just frustrated.
Poor Ran. Stiff.
No, you keep getting to fight all these battles without me. I figured it was my turn.
Well, have at it. I tried.
You did.
There is a somewhat cracking sound from behind everybody in the hallway, but you don't hear, there's just sort of crunch. It's a bit hard to hear over all of the lightning and screaming and whatnot. I wish there was a way to...
Goody.
There's a way to make it quietly go down the list.
Well,
I'll just have to use this. Okay.
with that sound behind us, Ran is thinking, okay, so we are going to once again be introduced to Scruffy and Bitey and Scruffy Jr. and
Tuxa, would you care to make a telekinesis self roll?
I don't have that.
Ooh. Strength roll? Or dex to grab onto something? Because something is trying to pull you towards the critter rather potently.
No, you don't.
Well, it's Antux's resistance for this one.
Yes, but Ran will retaliate on his turn.
Well, yes. You can grab something. Tell me what. The walls have occasional things that you might be able to latch onto. There's Ran right there.
I was going to say, and
I
Tixer
grab
grabs
an
onto Ran
occasional
arm.
thing.
Okay, it's some grill work that is for a air filter type thing. Give me a strength roll though. Your flailing hand misses, and I'm going to move you, and you are dragged forwards a couple of hexes. Fortunately, not yet running into Sen. I'm going to make a roll for this thing here. One moment. Roll. Okay. Then you may be able to see that the thing that was approaching is scrambling off in another direction.
Well, a bunch of lightning came out of nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Sen, your turn. That's apparently we're fighting now.
I mean, that was me pressing the button, but I'm assuming.
Yes.
And that's a fail.
Yep.
For the record, that was a failed bloodlust roll. Sen is angry.
Yep.
No one talk them. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Do
in
I
my
get any
character voice.
bonuses for waiting here invisible?
You would get bonuses for starting from invisibility for attacking, I presume.
Yeah.
Normally, yes. Or there would be penalties for dodging, like being unable to dodge something you don't know is coming. If this is a forced user, they have danger sense as well.
That's true.
Yeah, but their danger sense has been going off basically since we walked in their door. Well, since somebody opened the door.
And Sen was just there
Probably.
going, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
You know what? I'm going to try to make a rapid strike.
Go for it.
Made by
Made
two.
it by 2.
With the -6 penalty to hit.
Mm-hmm. Both of them. Or at least it seems to have rolled twice with the same number, but not the same number, rolled different ones. Yep. Made
Two
it
sets of
both times.
numbers that were different, but the same total.
A lightsaber ripples into existence on the downswing, followed quite rapidly by the Twi'lek swinging it.
Swish and swash. Be careful not to hit your friend. Mm-hmm.
The friend is visible now.
Yep. Yes, everyone's visible.
I thought we were negotiating, but since it seems like we're not.
Okay, and you do have the reach of 2 there, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Give me damage.
How many?
Both of them.
Oh.
That's 15 points of burn damage, followed by 9 points of burn damage.
It falls to one knee, snarls horribly, and collapses. And since we've been playing for a little bit, even though I'm not taking you out of combat, why don't we take a short break? Also, the cat is yelling at me.
Why does the cat yell? If you knew what the cat knew, you'd be yelling too. It's been 87
And I'm
years.
Ellie.
I love that we had two different bits entirely. Oh, I love these nights that we get to play these silly games. I mean, these very serious scenarios that we are simulating with complex game mechanics. It is very serious business. Right,
Really?
we were fighting a worse
Honest.
dog.
I mean, they're not four-legged. It was two-legged, although it has definitely, I will turn it upside down to indicate that it has fallen down. It is very fallen down. Then the other one that you were seeing through the doorway has vanished to the map south, effectively your left. And Tuxa, you can now see that there's a bridge kind of effect. The station apparently had one.
That tracks.
So, however, I'm going to keep you in combat time for reasons.
Yeah, I'm concerned that Womp Rat is on the list.
Oh, yeah, there's one on the list, isn't there? I'll toggle the visibility on that.
So long as Womp Rat is not back on the menu. I don't care if it's a local cuisine and it's all in the seasonings.
So, Sen, you have done Slicey Slice. You have not moved. Do you feel like moving? I'm going to deduct a move point for stepping over the corpse.
That's
Presumed
fair.
corpse. Everyone who goes over the corpse gets moved -1. Sen. Well, there's the other critter. There's yet another.
Hello, critter. Do you want to try to bite the lightsaber? Sen twirls it. The lightsaber, not the critter. Ran would twirl the critter.
The critter
Bran would not say stay in your lane, but
turns to face you and snarls, but does not lunge for you. You've had your action, you've had your move. Next up,
Next.
Ran. Ran, sense going off that way. And Tuxa got yanked around.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's a corpse in the way.
That's going to subtract 1 from your amount of move. Or
No,
if
it
you
will not.
Get
Ethereal intervention.
I am
3,
going
3.
to place it on this chair.
okay.
Worst dog has the bridge.
Apparently, yes, it does look like some kind of bridge there. Are you
And-
moving
You
any
just
further?
throw a corpse at me.
No, I placed it gently. I made that roll by 13.
13.
I think I wasn't throwing anything unless I wanted to. And they're already dead.
All right, did you just gently arc a corpse over my head?
No, it was a parabolic arc around you. It may have been orbiting briefly. In any case, I'm going to stop here, although I could move 1 hex further, because even though we can, I think, move through hexes occupied by allies, Ran is going to allow Entuxa to go first. After all, she's been interested in enjoying combat when not trying to get a spacesuit off. So, ladies first. And this has nothing to do with Ran not wanting to be in the same room as somebody who might think that he threw a corpse at them after they failed a bloodlust roll. That has nothing to do with
Fair
any of
point.
this, and I don't know why you brought it up.
And Tuxa. That was a most annoying situation. Something yoinked you, and it wasn't Ran.
I would never.
However, it's dead now, presumably. And Tuxa steps through the door into the station's control area, bridge for want of a better phrase. There's the dead one draped over the nearest, presumably dead, very collapsed, very limp, draped over the nearest chair with the console in front of it. There's a unhappy looking, slightly more hunched one backing away from Sen. That's all you see visually at the moment. Mind tricks made by one. What are you attempting to trick?
Run away.
Ooh. All right. You've done your move. You've done a thing. Coincidentally, I'm going to mark that one defeated. That's a skull. You'll have to... Okay. It snarls, and the Griffith has moved 0. There's no reason. There's its move. 2, 4, 6. Does in fact flee towards the wall directly furthest from you. Let me make it.
I love that the last 4 rolls made are all Beth making private rolls.
I like making private rolls. Private rolls are nice.
I'm not complaining. I said
Also
I like
make
it
a-
It
too.
says making another one.
Yes.
Also, if Sen and Tuxa could give me hearing rolls,
I'm on the other side of an open door. There's no way I'd hear it.
probably not.
Oh, now I get the critical success.
Oh, well. 7. And Tuxa, you hear something slithering-ish. Little scratchy noises. You and your critical success there.
It's the silicone shoes. Run. Wait.
Ran, you hear more cracking noises, as if something were being forced open despite a certain amount of welding shut, or perhaps forced outward or something.
Yes, I know this music.
You're usually the one making it.
No, I have a different beat to mine. It's stronger and doesn't last nearly this long. Is it my turn?
Not yet. It's Sen's turn, but that's what you get to hear.
Okay.
There's something
be-
slithering around.
You don't hear it. You hear the whimpers and complaints of a little critter that ran away when Antuxa suggested it strongly.
And Tosa
I
gave some
didn't
very
catch
good advice.
it. I thought you said Ran heard it too.
I heard
Ran
something
heard
different.
something different.
Ah,
You possibly can hear some cracking noises from down the hall, back the way you came.
Careful, Sen. There's another one of those invisible lizards in here.
great. I am going to sidestep. That is not moving more than half my move, and I am going to make an all-out defense.
Okay.
I would like to increase my parry.
All right. Parry, increase.
Mm-hmm.
A turquoise platypus puts on a hat.
No. 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 Not how it's spelled. Also, do not throw a platypus at me or I will have to parry it.
With a lightsaber.
No,
Ren's turn.
You parry the platypus by putting the hat on it. I am going to move to here, and I'm going to close the door.
Fair, really. Fair.
And I'm going to prepare for something to go horribly wrong.
All right. Antuxa.
I cannot do the thing I really want to do. So,
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Just isn't any time. If I had time, I could get out my sewing machine.
And then we could have outfits for all of the Force sensitive Womp Rats that could be mind tricked into being our servants. I mean, friends. Friends. They will be friends.
That wasn't what I meant to do. I am going to fall back here.
Okay. You're stepping away from where you heard the slithery, scratchy sound.
Yes. And giving Sen some room to work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. let's see. The creature that was cordially invited to run away scrabbles its way down the wall to a niche that you can now see. The bridge is sort of shaped like a cup on its side, and, well, there's the open bowl of it. There's a couple of doors, the irising hatches off to the east side of the map. I mean, it goes around in a circle, so east, west, in front of you side. Maybe it's headed for one of the doors. Sen. Actually, no, got one in here.
Sen still intends to parry an invisible sling in the mouth.
That's a good thing, because there's an invisible sling right in front of you lunging for you.
Yay!
We keep saying, do
I
not
believe-
lick the lightsaber, but do they listen?
Well, considering it just made this, okay. Well,
Roll damage?
roll damage. They do apparently not have danger sense. Oh, ouchie. 16 points.
The lightsaber. What does it expect?
It didn't expect a lightsaber.
Well, there was a lightsaber here the whole time. That's not my fault.
If you check the
It
engraving
yanks
on Sen's
away, but
lightsaber, it
it's-
says Sam Reich.
Let's just say that it does manage to yank itself away from biting the lightsaber, but it needs a vet.
Is it minus a tongue?
It's probably minus a lot of its long, pointy jaw.
Oh, God.
It actually flops itself away about a hex. Do you wish to be moving, Sen?
Sen doesn't need to.
Oh, is it my
No.
turn?
Yep.
Great. Rapid strike.
Okay. It did not get far enough away. Made by 1. And made by 3. Whoops. Close one of those. Close. Let's see if it can dodge either of those. It is, in all its thrashing, it dodges both of them. I don't think that dodge has a minus per attack.
Let me check.
Okay. For anyone who's actually doing the bingo cards, that would be a let me check the rules.
Not unless you, optional. It's an optional rule. Not unless you use that optional rule. I don't think you do.
I don't think I do either. Okay. It managed to dodge. It was obviously flailing around enough that even a force user was having some problems there. Ran.
Well, Mr. Running McRunsaway is currently running away or lurking right around the corner. Either way, they're not trying to be our problem. There may be a considerable number of problems on the other side of this door. I'm not going to open it to check. So long as the door remains closed, they are somebody else's problem. I'm okay with that. Possibly future us. It could be future our problem. The sleen, however, is still kicking.
Thrashing, writhing, flopping around horribly.
I'm going to bounce them off the ceiling as hard as I can.
Okay.
I'm not actually
Slam
trying
into
to
the
change their
ceiling.
position on like a horizontal axis, just vertical axis.
Give me a roll. And if you are attempting to do damage, tell me how much damage you're attempting to do. Because I actually have rules for that now. Ha 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 ha.
It's an experiment. I want to see what breaks first, the ceiling or their skull.
Are you going to spend fatigue?
No.
Okay. It's a space station. Despite all of the giant corridor ceilings in the game, that's because people need to have their camera back so they can see what's going on. It is probably going to be moving about 2 hexes. If you are not going to spend fatigue to do that extremely crunchily, hard, fast. That will be 1d minus 4, 2d minus 8.
2D. Okay.
Minus
6.
8.
The I'm having a hard time parsing that because you said 2D minus 8. So I need to roll a die that has -8 sides.
2d6
No,
minus 8.
no.
Okay, that
Yeah,
makes
2d6
way
minus
more
8.
sense.
GURPS only uses
I thought we were going
D6s.
non-Euclidean.
GURPS only uses D6s, so I use the convention. It's a die. It's a D6. QED.
I make a roll. Physics
D6.
breakdown.
QED6.
I
You
gently
slam it up.
caress them and put their back into alignment. I heal them for 4 points of damage by smacking them into the ceiling.
You smack them into the ceiling, and the wind is driven out of them by the impact, but they are not apparently horribly damaged. You have not managed to break ribs yet. Are you dropping them, or...
Oh yeah, I'm letting them fall.
Okay. Slam and falling. Let me just...
Well, I want to make sure they're within range
grab.
of Sen.
I mean, it's not that high a ceiling. You could pin them there if you wanted.
Yes, but this way they take falling damage.
That is true. Oh, wrong PDF, wrong PDF. There we go. Moment. A2. Let me roll for... Do you want to roll for that? Because it's the same roll.
Let's go for not healing them. 3 points of damage.
Nice. It continues to flail around unhappily. Do you wish to move?
I'm gonna come back here and hang out with Untuxa.
Okay.
I'm not putting space between me and the door. I mean, yes, I am, but I'm not trying to act like I'm walking over casually.
Walk casual. Got it. And Tuxit, your turn.
The Raku corpse is sitting in a...
You're draped over the chair of the one of the console chairs
Console.
here.
That's
Yeah.
the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually am going to come down here. First of all, is it still holding its train saber?
No, it dropped it over by the door.
Ah, okay.
I do not. I will draw a training saber over by the door, and I will make it the correct color. Actually, for training sabers, they're sort of that color. Computer operation.
Yes, I want to see if I can find, but not activate yet, the controls for the emergency blast doors.
Made it by 2. You have found in this short amount of time the panel for cameras and security, as opposed for station keeping, etc., etc. Life support.
Okay. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking for the emergency blast shields or blast doors or whatever they are.
Okay.
And I'm making a mental note of the cameras for later.
All right. Let's see. Why am I? Oh, because I can't do anything unless I'm in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You said run away. You didn't say stop. It continues to run. It appears to be making its way towards the lower door.
I'm surprised it's not moving farther.
There are probably sprint rules that I should be using, and I am not doing so for simplicity because I'd have to look them up. I think it doesn't
Fair.
get a lot more, but it's moving its full regular move. There's debris on the floor. It's having to, not trip over rotting body parts, eggshells, that kind of thing. Empty MRE containers. And after that, we get the flailing sleen flails its way back another couple of hexes. Alas, it is out of Sen's range. Let's just see how things are going back in the hallway.
They're going just fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
Well, it depends on your definition of fine now, doesn't it? Sen, you're up.
Dear listeners, there was a moment of measuring involved, but in practice, Sen slowly approached the Sleen. Menacingly, of course.
Correct.
Sen, you feel, though that you are approaching this thing, like perhaps you are walking towards more danger. But, you're in range now. You can hit it.
I have a lightsaber. Towards
That's
the
true.
danger might be where I want to be.
Fair enough. Ooh, nice. Rapid strike.
And that would have been a crit if I hadn't rapid struck.
Well, you're having fun with it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you get 2 of those? Yes, you get 2
Yes,
of
if I
those.
rapid strike, but I don't think that one hit. Nope.
Well, it missed its dodge, so it's flailing around, but you managed to whack it anyway. Give me your damage.
Behold,
18.
damage.
That's 18 points of burn damage. That is a lot of damage.
It makes horrible shrieky noises and continues to writhe around in a great deal of upset. Somehow.
This mercy killing is not
It's
going
still-
according to plan.
Well, they're thrashing
Who
and all
said
that.
anything
It's-
about mercy?
I mean, at this point, yeah. Granted.
Sen is not that kind of person. Percy, stop it. Okay. You've moved. You've attacked. Maneuver. So let's just Percy. Yeah. Okay. Bran.
Hello.
Yes. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to hold the Sleen in such a way that Sen can just cut its head off cleanly.
All right. Give me a roll.
I mean, technically, I would like to just wring its neck and end this, but I feel like Sen really wants the kill. So I'm just going to assist.
Fair enough.
And that's made by 12.
Okay. Despite its great strength, and you can feel that it's a very strong creature, you can, in fact, not only lift it so that it's not scrabbling around, but you can hold it still and steady. Do you wish to be moving at all?
No, I think I'm in a good place until the horde of womp rats comes bursting through the door.
There is that. And Tuxa.
I continue to look for the blast controls.
Okay, give me another computer ops roll on that. Made by 2. All right, here's secure. Did they put that in life support? Did they put that? Surely they did. Oh, there's 2 of these. There's security. There's doors, security, and there's doors decompression. You probably want doors security? Seems likely.
Yes.
You have found the doors, and they all have little labels next to them, and you can expand them to get the cameras. Well, a lot of them don't seem to have cameras anymore, but you found all the doors and the labels.
Okay, I'm going to try to identify the doors for this room.
Okay. Doors for the bridge are... Yes, you can probably find them. Since... Let's just... Okay. Yeah, you can identify the doors for this room, and I'm going to say that you get to affect the doors for this room next go round, if that's all right. If that seems
Yes, I'm
plausible.
waiting. I'm waiting for the other Rakghoul to leave.
Ah,
We don't want it locked in here with us or for us to be locked in here with it.
There is that. I don't want those stacked on each other. Don't do that. Okay. It goes and scrabbles at the door, finally managing to open it, and starts heading inside, and something inside starts making noises at it.
Rakghoul to Rakghoul communication.
Probably. Maybe. It doesn't sound like a Sleen.
They'll never
It
catch
doesn't
on.
sound like the horrible little monkeys. It doesn't sound like the womp rats. Then are you even bothering to look that direction?
I have a sling to stab, I think.
Okay.
Priorities.
Priorities. Sen, you
Yes,
have a
my
sling.
priority is the enemy in front of me.
You have a sling to stab in front of you, apparently. It's hanging there, presenting its throat.
That was an unnecessary crit.
Well, it's about time.
And what are you doing to dispatch the dangling sleen?
I am going to cut its head off. Sends the lightsaber hums as they bring it back around, and well, the drama is maybe slightly spoiled by the fact that they're trying not to leave another groove in the wall. But the head is severed, and it thumps onto the ground. Presumably.
Presumably.
Assuming that Rand doesn't want to just hold a floating, severed head for no reason.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, but no, I do let them drop.
As you let it drop, another sleen appears, grabs the body of the first one, and starts dragging it off towards the corner.
Why, look, Sen, you've made a friend.
Apparently I did.
Well, you know what they say. The way to a sleen's heart is through its stomach, which is in its chest cavity, so it's not technically wrong.
I didn't
Oh,
stab it in the stomach.
Well, you sort of did for
Not
some of
that
the others,
one.
apparently, but you know.
Yeah, true.
You
Rand.
also didn't stab it in the heart.
Bran, you let the thing drop.
So, from my point of view, I have line of sight to the door that the other Rakghoul has gone through. Have they fully gone through it?
Yes. Pretty much.
Okay. Then I'd like to close that door.
Give me your teak. Are you pressing the palm, or are you actually just sort of trying to yank the irising door hatch closed?
I'm pressing the palm.
Okay. I'm going to move the... Oh.
No, you stay closed.
Blast.
Stay closed.
It's going to stay closed as soon as... There we go. As soon as I move it out of the actual door hex there. Are you moving from your location?
I don't see why I need to.
Okay. That's fair. And Tuxa, you have door controls.
I am closing all of the blast doors in the doors to this room.
Okay. They are all closed. Are you locking them?
Yes.
Everything in this room should now be closed and locked. You have a sleen, a dead sleen, and yourselves.
Don't forget the dead Rakghoul.
And any other invisible sleens that there might be in the room. You can tell that there was not enough rubbish for that thing to have been hiding in rubbish. It appeared the way you do.
That
And
means I have to look
Tuxa?
something up.
Tuxa did a control roll for her post-combat shakes.
In a different book.
Is that a fright check, or am I remembering 3E?
It's a fright check.
A 12.
Okay. And Tuxa is retching as quietly as she can behind the console
Oh.
for 15 seconds.
Or Tuxa.
Rand will... How long is Entux's hair?
Fairly long, but tied back.
So Rand does not need to hold her hair back.
If it's long braid, it might be a good idea to make sure the braid doesn't slip.
If rearranging it is necessary, Rand will do that. Otherwise, Rand's going to put a hand on Entux's shoulder.
Aw. Any last actions from Sen before we end off for the evening?
Nope. If a sleen wants to eat another sleen instead of trying to bite the lightsaber, Sen is fine with that.
Very reasonable.
We can
So
pretend they're
unsling-
learning.
Does not seem hostile.
Yet. What was that, Crash?
We can pretend they're learning. And adopt them as a pet.
Well,
I'm going to name this one Luggage.
And Tuxa has failed an HT roll. And Tuxa has succeeded in the next one.
It only takes me a second to recover after the...
A lot of retching. However, I think that on that note, as Entux is recovering, unless she has anything to say as a pithy comment to end off on.
You know, it's horrible that someone left that pile of vomit there.
You'd think they'd clean up after themselves. It's not a very tidy ship at all.
You'd think. Well, we can put the rat pool on top of it. Hide it. Pretend it never happened.
I hide the
Ran, are
vomit.
you trying?
Made by 15.
What are you using to hide the puddle?
I made that roll by 15. That thing is aerosolized on the far side of the room.
I see. You sent the puddle away.
I sent the puddle into the exhaust vent. That's
Fair
for the knife
enough.
Roombas to clean.
Ah, yes, exhaust vents. They are there. On that note, we shall, I believe, pause for the evening. Thank you all for playing. Thank everyone for listening. Everybody gets 2 experience points. Been joined by Crash and Ellie and EO. And does anyone have anything they would like to plug?
Well, there must
Well,
be
yes,
a
Mom
hole
writes books.
somewhere around here.
No, the blast doors have been closed. And
Right,
Ellie
you're
was
going
saying
to make me
something
do
too.
it. EO's mom.
I said it.
Yes, you said
I
it. You
said
said
it.
it. Yes. EO's mom writes books at elizabethmccoy.com. Check out the location that you can, find all the books, and you can also find me on any legitimate ebook store, and you can find me in the ebook library Hoopla and possibly Libby if your library has gotten my books in there, and you can ask your library to get my ebooks. I love that. I love it so much to see library has gotten my ebooks. It's the most wonderful thing. And speaking of wonderful things,
Chocolate.
Yes, this is an ad for chocolate.
mm,
Not a specific chocolate, just the concept of chocolate.
We are glad that chocolate exists. It is the cause
Yes.
of and bane of many problems. Also, ironbsmith.com/cogwheels, where we put all these podcasts. You can follow us on the Fediverse. That is ironbsmith.com/@cogwheel. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming, where you can go to help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Ellie, Shanshan, Walter, Liv Droman, and patron emeritus Cindy. If you go there, you get to hear these episodes before they go live for everyone else. And there's no other rewards at all. Definitely not any Egg Day maps. Definitely not.
Yes, you get to hear the dead episodes. They're not live yet. They are dead.
That would make the episodes that go live actually undead.
Resurrected. I mean, they might be resurrected. I feel like that's an option.
Yes,
In
once
any
we put
case-
together enough money to... once we put together enough credits to hire that one mercenary Jedi.
Oh dear. Now I'm concerned.
We'd ask
No,
the Sith
no.
to do it, but then they would be undead.
No, it's
I mean,
fine.
yeah,
I
probably.
found this diminutive lizard person with 4 wings. 2 of them are made of platinum, apparently. They're willing to do it on a discount.
That would be some crossover. You don't have anything oh, actually I do. I have... Let's see. Let's make sure that this picks it up. Squeak! 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 Night, everyone.
If you speak Womp Rat, that's very funny.
Very.
Good night, everyone.